We're back for a weekly waffle. It's Racetrack Ralphy Horowitz, Danny Power, the voice of reason. Well, he would have been called that, except Jared Waitley got there first, but his name is a thoroughbred, and you can read his stuff
and
on.
Susie O'Brien.
Susie O'Brien, she's the
she's
front
awesome.
front part of the paper, voice of reason.
Yeah.
Failing that, you were first in line. We welcome a new sponsor to Weekly Waffle this week. We'll get to that shortly. But actually, we've got new names too. What a backdrop, eh? We're here at the offices of Slattery Wilkie Media. This is
Wilkie.
Yeah, Danny Powell Werrett, and I'm Racetrack Ralphy Barnes, because we're all going to Sydney.
Yeah, we've got a marquee.
Yeah, I'm related. Are you related to the owners?
I am now.
Yeah, now. We all go to Sydney. Can't wait. So it should be a bonza edition. But before we get to the racing issues, we'll look back on Caulfield. Got it right for a change. Okay, you can say that. But nailed it in the black shorts, Dan. I was very happy because Caulfield, that's what Caulfield should do. Play to the advantages, leaders, good jockeys, get rewarded.
It's just one of those tracks where once you develop the pattern of the race, you can really work it to a T. It very rarely doesn't work when the conditions prevail, like wind and track conditions and that. So.
And they've got the track spot on, so it drains well. We'll get to Sydney later because that
it drains.
Well. Yeah.
Straight down, then
Straight
back up
down,
again.
Up, in. And anyway, so the first race was won by San Diego. I thought this was a tremendous initiative of the Hillsville Picnic Racing Club to stage the first event for $130,000 for dingoes.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I was having lunch.
And you know what he missed?
Nothing.
It was crap.
I will say something. I think the fourth horse in that race, Mr. Spot, he's a bit one pace, but his mother won over 2 mile, and he's by Sebring, which is why he's running as a 2-year-old.
Right.
But I think he might make into a handy stay. That's only my opinion.
And here's a little thing that I was so close to saying, just have a look at this, but I was so disgusted with the stand of the race. San Diego was the only horse in its career to have started under 10-1. So the SP profile means at least it's been respected by the market at some stage of its life. When it won at, I think, at Chuka and
didn't stop them sending out Northern Jewel at $1.90.
That's what I'm saying. Just because it ran a very good closing 68th in the size produce. Anyway, second race. Now we can make some money here. Old Burns, for 2 reasons. Old Burns ran along in front, not overly quickly.
No.
Not overly quickly, but good sign of Caitlin Mallion's back to her bold self.
Yeah, I think she had to let him stride. He wanted to over race a little bit. I think she just got that fine line where not too hard, and he was really pulling on her, and she's only a little girl.
Yeah.
And look, these two thrashed the rest of them miles better than
Whisper Downs won it. It's got a turn of foot. I think that's it for it. I think now the handicap will get it.
No, I don't think so.
You reckon it's got more than it?
Yeah.
I'm going the other way. I think Old Burns wins next start for sure. And in hindsight, which is not a criticism, it's different. I'm saying on hindsight, if Caitlin had led by 5 or 6 mid-race, it would have blunted the turn of foot of Whisper Downs.
Perhaps.
It's an all right Old Burns. He's now back in the zone. Race 3. This is a depth race here. Shani Rose, Elite L first up. Platelet was 60 kilos, and I'll talk about a couple of others. What do you make of Shani Rose, Elite L Platelet?
Well, Elite L led as expected. Just got tired at the end. So
very fresh, wasn't it?
Very fresh.
Yeah.
She's a bit of a wet tracker, so she will probably improve a bit on a wet track. Shani Rose is no slouch, despite the fact that they haven't got a great winning record. She is Group 1 placed in the 1,000 guineas. I think behind
a couple of handy ones.
Atlantic Jewel
and Moshe. Yeah.
So she's no slouch, and that was her race.
But how often do we see as well, mares, they take ages to win, but when they win, then they can pick at fence.
Yeah.
Her sectionals were super. She can pick at fence now.
Yeah, so she'll win again for sure. Yeah. Although she's for sale, I think, in the Breedmare sale coming.
Yep. But down the bottom here, Miss Bindi and Spartini. Now, Miss Bindi ran 33.11, 8 to the 2. Spartini 33.14, 8 to the 2. You can't go much quicker than that.
No.
So they were just out of the race, but their sectionals are terrific. Spartini was slow to begin. I think both of them might go very close next start. Yep. Race 4, God bless under the eyeful, but I was cursing him 200 out. He had the softest run of all time. He didn't want to run past
He needs a soft run.
Yeah.
Or he needs a leader coming back to him.
Yeah.
And, what happened is British General was such an honest thing. When he kicked,
brave.
When he kicked, under Waffle said, "Oh, don't kick.
Yeah, that's going to hurt me. I'm going to have to dig deep." But I think under the Waffle, that's a result of being taught how to lose. All these negative rides out the back. And now it's turned into a horse.
What do you make of the Bowie Gold?
Exactly what I thought it'd do. It's just not a good, strong 1400 metre horse. It did get this race right. Darude was super.
My good mate Stephen Ram was broken a huge debate. We got, he thought it a box seat and win, but
Well, it's a Chuka Cup win. This last 200 was just walking home.
okay.
And I thought it's under pressure, which is what was given.
I think Garud's okay.
Garud
Stretch
too.
him out a little bit.
Yep. Race 5, look, a very even bunch here. Sino Eagle won it, Moods. Kicking myself, I've got same fundamentals for why I potted later in the day, Royal Amati. I tipped Dazzler. It was always going to be back last, you know, it was out the, Anyway, that's what it did. So maybe at Flemington, but 1400 Caulfield, I shouldn't have tipped it.
I don't know what to make of this race, to be honest with you. Just,
Even bunch.
Dazzler had every chance to.
Tyann are a good sign, they've returned to form. I don't mind those when they go from there to there, and then you can maybe expect it to go again. Hogan's Warrior hit the line all right. Ready to rip. Again, God bless it. Got on the right side of a couple of photos, but 60 kilos, super honest, but an even bunch. But these are the type that you get at this time of year.
Yep, and Smoking Joey, fantastic. First run for Mickey Price.
51.5, yeah.
If he hadn't have, he was looking for a run inside them at the top of the straight, and then he had to pull him sideways. He may have won the race had he got through. Just be wary of him, though. He's a bit of a deceiver.
Yes, a bit of a deceiver.
He has done that before.
And speediness was okay, Honey Flower was okay, but don't go too far back because Club Command, he is a ripper, and he might picket fence to win the
Think
championships.
about your favourite horse, the Knuckle.
Go the Knuckle? Well, he's a big track horse. I tipped him at Mooney Valley when the rail was true and the pace was on. So that's a different situation.
Okay,
But
back to Flemington.
Back to Flemington, through his gears. I didn't like him at all at Caulfield, and that's exactly how it proved. He's just a get-back sprinter who needs to really wind up, and Caulfield's not his go. Oriental Ruby, high-pressure race. Zavi, a bizarre run, but Danny O'Brien's horses at Caulfield, in hindsight, again, there's an in hindsight one, they don't go real well at Caulfield.
He doesn't cross the other side of town too well.
Doesn't. Not at all. But I think these are a pretty even bunch of whackers. But with the, look, Shiny Buttons couldn't have gone better first up.
It was good.
And Air Race covered a lot of ground for, South Australian form. It probably proved that it can pick up
Damien
in the touring race. Damien Lane is flying. He might have been the best jockey on the day. There you go.
Yeah, he's riding really well. His confidence up. He's one of those jockeys a bit, I'm not saying Brad Royalish, but somebody that you think he's a handy jockey, and then all of a sudden he takes a step, and it's. I think he's pretty good.
And before we get to the last race, just a word from our sponsor. I'll be back in soon.
There you go.
Yep. Hi there. I'm Racetrack Ralphy. You might have seen me from shows like the Weekly Waffle. Anyway, can I thoroughly recommend the Peruvian Sea Monkey Breeding Association, and the Sea Monkey Breeding Association from Peru are currently syndicating a couple of terrific sea monkeys, and the principal of the Peruvian Sea Monkey Association, Nick Throckmorton, he's a bonza bloke. I may or may not have a share in one of the sea monkeys, and I may or may not have paid for it, but I recommend you get on board, so go to their website. I had to stop there because, in the media, if you're doing an ad, you actually have to stop and then come back, otherwise it's actually part of you.
And he did that without any script?
Without any script. Natural. Nick Throckmorton, Peruvian Sea Monkeys. High esteem, God bless him, Dan. Just went on with a big kill at Sale.
Great ride.
Great ride. Bowl along, get him moving.
He's a colt. Don't let him have to think about it. Just get him rolling. Good ride. Daniel Stackhouse riding really well.
Well, you mentioned about Damien Lane. Maybe Daniel Stackhouse is one of those who can take that step up.
Yeah, well, especially when Peter Mooney gave him a big tick about 3 or 4 weeks ago. He said, this kid is the most underrated rider. I spoke to a couple of Kiwis, I don't know, and they sort of can't believe how much he's improved. They didn't rate him.
Yeah.
I think he's a serious jockey.
You could have maybe said that about Luke Nolan early doors too, so Peter Mooney can obviously find him. Draw a line after the third horse here, but Airstrike was good. Shoreham was strong enough, and from an awkward barrier with a good weight. The rest of them not much, but this is the top race that Zillionaire come through last year, and you can see these type of stayers that they just missed peaking in the Australian Guineas type, but they can come through and go to Adelaide.
Yeah, well, I'll probably go on to the Galilee Series final. I'll step through the Galilee Series, and I see Murray Baker's bringing over the St Ledger winner from New Zealand for that. And then onto the St Ledger here, and then onto Adelaide, depending on whether they want to stretch to the 2,800 metres. I'm not sure about all these will want to stretch that far, but handy stays. And
I was delighted to get Royal Amati right, and we get them right and wrong, but Royal Amati have been really unlucky that it's only 2 runs this time in, but you haven't seen it be really good.
No.
It's easy to be unlucky than it is to be good.
Yeah.
And even if it had won those races, it didn't necessarily...
Sometimes the horse goes to the line under hard helm, you think, oh, gee, there's a lot there, but you don't even know, you don't really know that there's anything there.
Yeah, so I don't know if I put in a stinker, but it was pretty plain. And I think that was because highest team bowled along out in front. So that was Caulfield. We got them right. The Racetrack Ralphy app's available for obviously Caulfield both meetings. So we've got the black shorts on for Saturday and for Monday, and hopefully we can find more winners. And we'll take a break because segment 2 is issues.